Hi, everybody. I'm Jasmine Navarro, certified family coach, and I work with teenagers and support parents. I work with educational institutions and companies. And as you know, every week I interview different experts who make a difference in people's lives. And today I'm super excited to be talking with Dan Smith. Dan, can you tell us who you are and what you do?
Yeah, thanks, Jasmine. Thanks for the introduction, and thank you for inviting me on this live today. And hello, everyone out there that's going to be watching this. And I'll tell you a little about me. So, yes, I'm Dan Smith. I've been out in Dubai for the last 3 years. Back in the UK, I was in hospitality. That was kind of my background, if you like. I used to do up pubs, hotels, restaurants, and then I went into catering, doing a similar thing, but working with the military. So that was kind of events, and yeah, it was an interesting
I didn't know that.
switch
Yeah.
of kind of jobs. And yeah, really interesting to kind of watch these officers, go about their work. And yes, that was an amazing experience. Did that for a few years.
Yeah.
And then we moved to Dubai. So my wife's a teacher. I've got two young children, two boys, aged 7 and 4. And yeah, we just started this new adventure over here in Dubai 3 years ago in August. And the plan for me was to switch from this kind of operations role in catering from the UK to a company out here in Dubai.
Okay.
It didn't work. It didn't work out. There was, unfortunate contract mishaps over here, and the role didn't, come about in the end.
Oh.
Things are meant to be.
Yes.
So yeah, that was just the way it was. And I ended up looking after the kids. So I become a full-time dad. That was not part of the plan, but that's something I did. And honestly, looking back, it's probably one of the best things I've ever done. The experience I had, not just being able to look after the kids, but just to kind of just unlearn everything that I knew before, within the corporate world, and
Yeah.
what you should do in terms of employment, and kind of fixed mindset with certain systems. I had to kind of unlearn all that and just kind of rethink what I wanted to do in the future. And I guess I found my passion as well in that space. Because it can be a lonely time being a stay-at-home dad, especially in Dubai. Everything's new, pushing.
Yes. Oh no, because before we talk about that, I just want to mention the title that you chose, the importance of community.
Yes.
So I guess this is connected to what you're going to say. So
yeah, I guess it is. I guess it is. And yeah, I think this was the kind of start of my feeling towards community and how important it can be. For one example, stay-at-home dads out there, or mums even as well.
Yeah.
And I found, there were lonely times, pushing a 2-year-old around in a pram around Dubai in the malls. You're kind of worried about what people are thinking and how to fill your day. But I focused on the time with Etienne, the youngest, and I also found the gaps and the spare time that I had. I went running. I enjoy running. That's a kind of passion of mine. I won't go on about it too much, but that's something that I kind of found was a kind of foundation for just getting to meet people, I guess, was the first thing. So I joined a running club after the first week.
Did you feel lonely then when you mentioned
I did.
you
Yeah. No, definitely. I mean, I was lucky because there were a few other teachers within the network that had come over to Dubai. So there were other mums that, I connected with, and we went out on, play dates with the kids. And so
were you the only guy? Sorry.
Yeah. I was the only guy.
How did that feel then? Because I think it could be lonely anyway, being a mum or being at home. But of course, there's many single dads as well, and dads who stay at home, but not as many as women. So you had that as well to deal with. How was that?
It was very surreal, but I think I quickly adapted to the kind of, putting on the dad jokes and just kind of rolling with, being surrounded by all these mums in nurseries, and could just completely out your comfort zone from going from this, corporate background, being in, these big hospitality, events with, all these general managers and things in stadiums, to all of a sudden I'm in a nursery surrounded by mums looking after a 2-year-old. It was just completely out your comfort zone. But I guess you adapt. And I think I had a kind of shift to appreciate time, I think, more. So the time that I had with my kids and the time that I could focus on doing other things. So I had time to run, going back to the run club where I joined this, small community of runners. I was able to network. I wasn't able to talk to a 2-year-old too much in the day and have those conversations. As soon as I was out the door, I was, chatting away to these guys as we'd go running and, entering events. And
did you join somebody else's? Oh, sorry, Dan. Did you join somebody else's club, or you created your own? Because I know you've got your own now, but.
Yeah, no. So I joined a running club called the Murdoch Milers, and the guy that took the club, a guy called Chris McCann, who I used to run with, was this absolute robot of just Mr. Consistent. He would never miss any of these, run meets on every Monday. And we were talking earlier about, these lives that you do and, the effort you go into just every week you're putting in, making sure you're there and there for your community of, viewers that are coming on these lives and, getting so much value from that. It was the same with the running. Chris would turn up every Monday, every Wednesday without fail. And there'd always be someone there. You could always rely on someone in this small community, which was quite important to me at the time.
Yeah,
so I think that then instilled something in me as well. So I then moved from this apartment we were living in within the teacher complex out to Damac Hills too. A couple of years later, after COVID. And I guess within that, I kind of found another tribe that I'll come back to, shortly and talk about. But
say hi to Amir. Hi, Amir. How are you doing? Good evening from Pakistan. Hi, good evening from Dubai.
Hi, Amir. Good to see you. Good to meet you. That's amazing. That's great how people just pop up with comments.
Yeah. Can you see the comments as well, Dan?
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
Okay, great. Because where it says no one's watching, that's on my YouTube channel, by the way, not on the LinkedIn. So there are people here on LinkedIn. But by the way, yeah, if anybody does have any comments, please let us know and ask us questions throughout. But yeah, sorry, Dan, carry on.
And hands up if there's any runners out there as well, because I'm always keen to meet new runners. And go
I can't wait to join this as well, because for me, it just sounds amazing because it's community, it's keeping fit. You don't have to run, you can walk. Anyway, I'll let you tell us about that. But yeah, carry on. Oh, Amir says thanks a lot. Thanks, Amir.
Good man, Amir. Yeah, so I moved to Damac Hills too. There was no run club all of a sudden. The community was quite bare. There was lots. This is a Koya as well. So this was the place out in the desert. Not many community activities around, especially a run club. So I put a Facebook post out to this community group and said, look, I'm going to meet 7 o'clock on a Monday, like I did with the Murdoch Milers. If anyone wants to join, I'll be there. And this isn't long after COVID as well. So people are probably struggling with their own, connecting again with people and just getting out there. So I expected maybe
David.
1 or 2 people.
Sorry.
Hey, David, how you doing?
Hi, David.
My 2 hands are up now instead of 1, but yeah, good to see you.
But by the way, well done. I have to say well done for putting yourself out there, because I think that's brave, because you could be scared. Oh no, what if nobody comes? That's what I would be thinking.
Well, that's the feeling I had. So I stood there at 7 o'clock and I was looking around going, well, do you know what? It's just me. I'm going to have a photo of myself. I'm going to go for a run, and then I've done it. And then who cares? I've done it now. But someone walked around the corner, and I'll never forget her name. Her name was Blossom. Really timid, kind of lady. Hi, is this the run club? And I said, it is now. It's me and you. This is it.
Oh my God.
6 more people walked out the bushes around the corner. So we had 7 people on our first day. And it was, we started off walking, and she said, what are we doing? I said, well, we're just going to go for a walk, and then maybe we'll go for a run. Just feel comfortable. We'll do a few laps. I hadn't planned anything. It just happened.
Brilliant.
But then about 4 or 5 weeks into this, I think we had 50 people turn up within the first 5 or 6 weeks. Kids were coming, people inviting their friends. And there weren't many people in the community, but I kind of realized that everyone needed something from this club, whether it was just to stay accountable with their running, whether it was to meet new, friends in the community, whether it was people coming back from an illness and they wanted to just get moving because they've been advised by the doctor, to get out there and, keep physically fit.
Yeah.
People with mental health problems. Scott,
sorry,
another 2 hands.
I had to interrupt with that. Thank you so much, Scott. Lovely to see you.
Yeah, good to see you, Scott.
Oh my God. Carry on, Dan. This sounds.
I'll get you running one day, Scott, as well. You'll be out there soon.
Yes, we will all be there.
In fact, Scott's training for his triathlon at the moment, so he'll be able to take me for a run. I think it'll be the way around.
Oh wow. Yeah.
So yeah, well done, Scott. Good luck with that.
Yeah, well done. Yeah. Just to carry on. So everyone needed something.
I think everyone needed something, from this run club, and I kind of realized as well that I've kept this going for a year now. So like you, when you're talking about your LinkedIn lives, I've kept this going every week. there was a block where I worked at Expo. I was in events there, and this kind of, again, just finding this tribe, these Expo staff that I joined. This was a strange sensation for me as well, because I hadn't worked in an environment for a few years. I've been surrounded by kids.
One is a strong term. Yes, I think it's quite strong as well, Scott. I want to start off walking, I think, not running.
You can do a walking club just for Scott. Fast walk.
Fast walk.
All inclusive. Everyone's welcome. That's the beauty of it as well. But yeah, I found this tribe at Expo where, you know, I hadn't worked for some time, and then I was surrounded by absolute superstars. And I mean, some of the most interesting and amazing people I've ever worked with in this mega event. They've come from Olympics, they've come from all these sporting events. And it was an absolute blessing just to be able to meet these people and just kind of learn so much. But again, that's another kind of part of a community thing that I felt was so important at the time, because the kind of relationship we've had after as well. Since Expo only lasted 4 months for me, but I've remained really good friends with so many people from that, and the connections we've had.
And what was so important about, you said it was so amazing when you were together. What do you mean? Just like the conversations you were having, or just relying on each other, or just knowing somebody else was there? Like what?
Yeah, I mean, I joined a bit later than a lot of other people. So with Expo, people were there 6 months, a year before the actual event started. And I joined almost halfway through that.
Okay.
And I think, having done the Run Club, and I'm quite a positive person, I think, quite optimistic, got a bit of energy, I guess. So I guess. And so I'd go pumping in, you know, just try and be a bit of a presence in there, meet people. And I think I felt like my job was just to kind of lift people up and just keep going. And, you know, it was long days, but yeah, you really got to know people, I think, through. Some people were having some down days, and it was during COVID, so there was lots of testing going on, and you know, a lot of anxiety. And I think what I learned from the Run Club is in just listening to people and kind of lifting people up, and that kind of community atmosphere.
That's amazing.
Carried on that through Expo. And
what made you? I mean, that's really nice and, you know, thoughtful. Like, what made you feel like you had to be the one to lift them up, or you were lifting yourself up as well?
I don't know why. I feel like it's a kind of it's almost like a duty now. It's hard to explain what I feel each day now about the way I approach life. Before, I think it was very goal orientated with work, climbing the corporate ladder. It was all about the kind of roles and responsibilities, and I guess validation to an extent as well. I wanted people to be proud of me, or, you know, wow, Dan's doing really well, and, you know, really cared what people think. Whereas now, I don't think, I'd like to think that I don't really, that doesn't drive me anymore. I guess I've sort of learned to become a bit more authentic, telling my story, which I was uncomfortable to do, you know, about being a stay-at-home dad. And so yeah, opening up and just helping people. So kind of motto that I've got now, which has only been the last probably 6 months or so, is each day just try and leave someone feeling better than they did yesterday.
Oh, I love it.
So
I love it.
The more people I can help, or just reach out to, or connect someone with someone, if someone's struggling with, you know, looking for work, and that's how I found running's really helped as well. If, you know, I reach out to people and just go for a run with them and just listen to them, and
and of course,
hope people feel that little bit better just from having that, you know, conversation or whatever it might be.
And I'm sure they do. I'm sure they do, because we all know how much a conversation can change everything and have a huge impact on you, can't you? And, you know, the power of listening, when we listen to Kieran and his podcast and everything. But I was going to say something and I've just completely forgot. But
are there any communities that you feel that you're attached to, Jasmine, that you've being out here in Dubai? Because I know we're in a city, and it's a busy city. There's lots of people out there, but it can also be a lonely place as well, which, you know, I discovered.
Oh yeah, definitely. I definitely
get a community that you kind of get drawn to, that you find is important.
I think it's like, I feel like I'm just like still. I mean, obviously I do have friends here, but like, since being a coach and working from home, because before, you know, I was a teacher, so I would permanently be surrounded by people. And I know they say you can still be lonely if you're with people, but I wasn't, because I was connecting with the students, my colleagues, and I worked in such a fun place. Actually, I was so lucky. And then obviously when I left that, and then I was working from home. I mean, there's such a difference, because before I would be so happy when I was on my own because I was with people constantly. And then my life changed for being on my own. And then I craved being with people, so I'm trying to find that balance now. But I've realized, I don't want to just surround myself with anyone, It's got to be the right community, hasn't it? And there's lots of lovely people out there. Just because I think they're not my people or something like that doesn't mean they're bad. But I think because you can feel equally as lonely if you're not with your people. That's what I've discovered.
100%. So, I think your circle definitely shrinks, I think, as you get older.
Yes, definitely. And the more you develop and grow, I feel like friends are just dropping off. And I'm like, is it because we've outgrown each other, or I've changed, or you've changed, or anyway, sorry, Dan, carry on.
No, you're right. And I think, there's a saying that you're the average of the 5 people that you hang around as well. So I think like attracts like. So the kind of person you are becoming, you then attract those type of people. And I think, just having a small circle of people you can trust, or you kind of get on with. I think that's really important. I don't know what anyone else, thinks.
Sorry, I just so Farouk said, hi Farouk, I don't understand English, but I understand you're talking. Okay, brilliant. If you have anything to say, just let us know.
Hi Farouk.
And Amir says, I have a question. Oh, right. Yes, this is a good question. What is the key formula of a happy family?
Oh,
that's a hard one, Amir.
Yeah, that's a
good one. What do you think, Dan?
I guess it's different for everyone. What's the key to happiness? I guess it is completely.
What is happiness?
Yeah, I mean, it's different for everyone. But I mean, having a family, try and put others first. Giving and helping people makes me happy.
Oh, I love it.
From a personal point of view, that it's a selfish thing. I'm helping people, but also it makes me feel good as well. So
it's the best. And there is a quote, isn't there? And I cannot remember the quote. It's something about the only joy we can truly get is when you help somebody, when you give. And I can't remember the quote, but it's such a powerful quote, and I think it's so true. And all the profound, when people are talking profound, they always mention that, don't they, about giving?
I've got about 10 in my head, but I wouldn't be able to tell you.
I know.
And I write down quotes and things all the time.
Me too. Yes, me too. And Amir says, I think, respecting each other is the most important thing. We're living in a community, definitely. And I think definitely respecting each other, because respect is also about accepting each other, isn't it?
It is, and it's the support I think you get as well. It's respecting each other. Everyone, like I say, everyone's different. Everyone wants different things in life.
Yes.
Whatever that might be. But you can definitely get that support from everyone that you're surrounded with, and just be open and talk to people about what you want out of life. Talk to people about your goals and
and Chris said, 2 top people working to make a difference. I'm loving all of these compliments. Thank you very much.
Good to see you, Chris. And in fact, there's a lot of people watching now that I know that are all making a difference. So this is this is a team effort.
And David says, "Oh, Dan, you big softie."
Good man, David. Yeah, I mean, love that.
Listening, supporting, kindness, patience, tolerance, love. Wow, amazing. Thanks so much. Yeah, carry on, Dan. So
big words. No, that's it. I mean, going back to Amir's question about happy family, I think just there is no key or blueprint to a happy family. I think we all figure things out as we go, all different ages. My life completely turned around at my mid-30s, and I think you just work towards. I think it's something Scott mentioned once as well about just finding out who you are. I think that's a really important thing that a lot of people need to do. And this goes off topic a little bit about community, but just really dig deep and figure out who you are as a person and what makes you happy, and just be a little bit selfish. I talk a lot about helping people and giving and all, which is great, and that makes me happy. That's part of who I am. But I think just figuring out, who you are, and that can take time, and it's all.
Oh yeah, that can take your whole life. I can take your whole life. I mean,
and maybe we're never meant to know as well.
Yeah, I think it's.
And that's the other thing. We're never meant to find, pure
Yes,
happiness.
yes.
It's an absolute journey, and
Oh yeah, and what did Buddha say? There was another quote, and it's something about you're never going to get there, but you may as well try, or something.
yeah.
Oh, and I love that. Yes, this is it. It's and I watched. I tell you what, I watched this podcast yesterday. Stephen Bartlett podcast. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, they're good. Yeah.
Mel C. And do you know what she said on there? She said, "We're
one.
all on a journey, and the destination's death." And I've never heard it said like that before. Have you?
No, but it's true.
And I was just like, oh my, that's so true. The destination, is death. I mean,
and that's something. Yes, a guy I follow called Mike Patterson. If you're watching Mike, or if you ever get to watch this, hello.
Hi, Mike. Yeah.
Something he says is there's one thing for certain. It doesn't matter what you do. Is we're all gonna die at some point.
Yeah.
And it's what you do with your life to try and make the best of it, and be as happy as you can. Just spread that, all those amazing words that David said earlier about listening and kindness and being positive, and just love as well.
Doing your best, basically. What else can you do?
Exactly.
And Chris says, what factors influence the structure of a community? Thank you, Chris.
Good question, Chris.
What factors influence the structure of a community? That is a good question.
Yeah, what influences?
Yeah, what do you mean? What influences?
No, I can see what you mean.
What helps? What makes, or what makes for a structure of community? You've got us there, Chris.
Yeah, influence. That's quite a powerful, interesting point of the part of the question as well. Is are we supposed to influence community, or is it just about being present? And I think it's about being empathetic. I think just listening to people. So you're almost doing the opposite. Rather than influence, you're trying to create a community where you're just kind of like doing the opposite to we're here to guide people, but not tell people what to do. And I guess that's important, within a work culture as well, that the idea of having a boss just sends shivers down my spine thinking about it. Anxiety just thinking about working for someone that's driven and they'd be influencing you in a certain way. But
because it's
no, go on.
No, carry on, Dan. I just keep interrupting, so I'm just getting excited.
God, it was a moment. I thought, oh, good, no, go on, tell me.
No, carry on.
Yeah, so I think it's all about just being able to listen. Like I said, within these communities that I've kind of started or built through kind of social fitness, if you like, is just being present and just listening. And I think that's the biggest form of empathy that you can have, is just being there to listen and support and let other people do the talking. And so you're not actually influencing, you're just there, and you're bringing people together. It's all about rapport, building relationships, putting people first.
And
I think that's quite key.
I love that. And I think it comes back about acceptance. I know I keep bringing that up, but I think when people feel accepted, I don't know, or maybe that's because of me. When I feel accepted, I don't know, but I feel
it goes back to everyone. Everyone needs different things. And again, taking the run club for an example, we'd all meet around and we'd do a warm up, and then I'd kind of give some shout outs, like so and so last week did their first 5K.
Oh, really?
Kind of like praise them, and that makes people feel good. You praise them for something they've done, and they've got an event coming up, and or so and so's just recovered from an operation. They get moving again. They've just run from one lamppost to another, and that's another thing that we kind of shout out. But people like that.
Yes.
Yeah, it's important.
Yeah. And Amir said, both of you have a very good way of explaining, and the soft and loving tone of both of you. Fantastic. Stay blessed. Oh, thank you, Amir.
Nice of you to say, Amir. Thanks very much.
Oh, thank you. And David says, Buddha, it's better to travel well than to arrive. Wow.
Oh, yeah, that's the comment there.
That's a good one.
To travel well than to. Yeah, see, again, you never arrive. It's just all about.
Yes, you never arrive. Exactly.
It's all about the journey. Oh, here we go.
Deep question, I know, but wanted to know how you see them from your running group and also in the workplace. Or the factors, the influence.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great question, Chris, and it's almost so. I guess, you know, I talk about running a lot. Community is important for me, but what I've realized is important to me is, I mean, tonight, straight after this live, I'm going to put on my running shoes. I'm going straight out to meet
I love it.
guys for a run, and that excites me. I'm surrounded by people that are all turning up week in, week out for their own reasons.
Yeah.
I'm not their run coach or their, you know, the leader of the group. I'm just there with them running all together.
Oh, that's brilliant.
And I enjoy just listening to people's stories. There's days that I might vent to them. There's days they vent to me, but I'm there. And I think it's important to stay consistent, to, you know, for people to rely on you as well. And I guess that is a bit of an influence, like Chris said, is I think just
showing up. Yeah. Showing up.
Show up.
Exactly. Yeah. Whatever like's going on, you don't have to be perfect. Like, you don't have to, like you said, be the leader or the organizer. Just show up. That's
you never know what's going to happen. Who are you going to bump into? Yes. And we experienced this, you know, recently as well. We met in a coffee shop. We bumped each other. Met David and Nick. You just never know what's going to happen. You just got to show up and see what happens. And I guess that's the same in a work environment as well. Just be that person that just shows up, listens to people, be there to support if you need to. But, you know, whether you're, you know, it doesn't matter. Again, it goes back to kind of roles and responsibilities in work. It doesn't matter. I think we've all got a job to do, but your role doesn't make you any more important or less important than anyone else. I think, And
I think, that's, totally agree. And I think it's about showing up ultimately for yourself, isn't it? It's showing up for yourself. And then in the process, you're showing up for others as well. Like, there's both, isn't there? Do you think?
Yeah. It's something I heard someone on our podcast before talk about. It's a selfish selflessness.
Oh, I like that.
You have to be selfish to be able to put yourself first, to then be able to help other people. I think that's important.
Yeah.
Is to just have that time to yourself that, you know, when you need. I enjoy running on my own. I'm running a lot. I've realized that now. I need to talk less about running. But when I go outside and move, I like my own company as well. I think that's important to kind of have that space. And I think it's where you recharge, or you're able to give, you know, your energy to others as well. But selfish selflessness.
Oh, I love that. We're gonna have to put that in the comments. But I know we always talk about balance, don't we? But I think with the community and being alone, I think which is hard sometimes, because sometimes I find I don't spend time on my own, and then I spend too much time on my own. And I'm like, you know, like, for example, like I had a really busy week last week, crazy. And I was like, I just can't wait to relax at the weekend. So I didn't make any plans. And then I just felt so lonely. And I was just like, oh no, like, I need a balance here. You know, that was like a few weeks ago, but
I mean,
not too much of anything. Too much of anything is not a good thing, is it? Really, I think
it's not. And I think, especially as an entrepreneur, I think, you know, if you're a coach like yourself, Jasmine, you do spend a lot of time talking to people, and that's an important part of your job, to be able to listen and talk to people. But when you're sort of planning around your day, and it can be a lonely time as well. But I find just when I'm in those kind of moments, just go for a walk, and even just walk, you know, I've got a dog, I walk, and just speaking to people as you walk by. And I think connecting with people, I think however you choose to do it, whether it's through Facebook Lives or Messenger to people back home, or if it's on Zoom calls with people, just staying connected,
you're right,
and just reaching out to people and doing it as much as you can.
Yes, definitely. And I think it's great what you did, like created your own sort of, you found out something that would benefit you, and now it's actually helping so many people. So I just think that's amazing. Right, we've got a few more comments before we go. It's gone so quickly. I think what influences in the community is character. People help each other, be useful in every suffering, every moment they protect each other.
Great comment, Amir.
Great comment.
Yeah, be useful in people's, when people are suffering. Yeah, just be that person to lean on.
Yeah,
turn up, listen.
Yeah, we've all got something to offer. But
exactly.
And Teeny, hi Teeny, you're absolutely right. After 8 years in Dubai, community is everything. It's quite hard as well because people leave, don't they? Hanging on to the few ones remaining. I think I've lost a few friends after becoming a mum. Wow.
Teeny, that hit me, that comment just then as well, because you're right. I mean, that's something we haven't even covered yet. Is the expat community is different to just being at home, because people come and people go, and you can accept those people into your your circle. And we've had it with teachers recently, a really close bond of friends that we've become family, have all moved on to different parts of the world to teach, and our kids have been lucky to have been such good friends and close friends. We're having those chats on Zoom and things now, and we'll meet up. But you're right, that's hard, especially as a as a parent as well, when your kids are bonding with other kids and they move. But it's that's part of expat life, I think. And that's hard, and that's what makes these communities
really hard. Yes, and that's what is another thing about showing up again. It's like to keep showing up, reaching out, taking that action, because you can quite easily be caught, and just stay at home and don't meet anybody, and then it gets harder then, doesn't it? You get trapped in your routine, and you're like, I don't want to go out. You get so comfortable staying at home.
And it isn't easy for a lot of people to just turn up to these events and just say, hi, I'm Dan.
Yes.
I'm not a runner, but I'm here. And we've had that a few times. And I think the more I've experienced it so much with so many people in the community that we live in, that have just shown up to this run club. But they keep coming back, and they've made friends, and they've got jobs from it as well. And it's so I mean, if anyone out there is feeling that way, and they're feeling like they're a bit shy to go out, a bit timid to go meet people, it's not really them, give it a go. You never know what's going to happen, and it could end up helping.
Because you can get yourself ready and then change your mind at the last minute. I mean,
that's a step closer. Even if you don't go, even if you put your running shoes on, or your jacket to go out, you don't wear a jacket much here, unless you're in the mall. But even if you're ready to go and you don't, at least you've made that decision that you were going to, and then maybe
yes. One tiny step each day. Right. One more comment from Chris. There isn't a wrong answer. Being positive, setting goals, and as an individual, being selfish in a community is important because it affects you in a positive, as you can influence subconsciously by launching a community like the Running Club. Good chat, guys. Thank you so much, Chris. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for your comments. Dan, we could quite honestly talk for probably another hour.
We'll do it again. And
we will do it again, because there's so much more.
I'm excited to have you. We're going to do some run meetups that are going to be popping all over Dubai. We've got one on the 1st of October is our first one.
Where?
It's at Raw Coffee in Al Quoz. So we had a meeting with them today, and 10 days later we're going to be popping up there for an event. We're going to be having guest speakers coming in as well with these running events.
Really?
The way of giving back a bit of value. So we'd love to have you as a guest, and then anyone else listening, Amir, Tini. Yes,
please.
It'd be great. Just we all walk and run together, and then we come back and have a bit of a social, and then just listen to someone talk about their story, share their story. That's what we're going to be doing, around Dubai very soon. So we'll be coming to the marina. We'll be going to
definitely
beaches, and So thanks everyone for all your comments and listening in.
Lots of comments.
Enjoyed it. Thank you, Jasmine.
Me too. No, thank you so much, Dan. And how can people find you? And if you can leave a link in the comments as well.
So I'm on LinkedIn, getting a little bit more active on that nowadays. And you can also find me on Instagram. And this is the last time I talk about running, I promise. But I'm known as the Dubai Running Dad. So it's Dubai_running_dad.
You could put that in.
We've also got the D2 Runners Club, which is at D2 Runners Club, for anyone that fancies an hour trip out the desert towards Damak Hills 2 from wherever you are. But that's me.
Oh, brilliant. Dan, it's been amazing talking to you. And I know we've got some things coming up as well, which I'm really excited about. And thank you so much for sharing everything. And we'll be in touch. And if anybody wants to message Dan, message him directly, or me, or leave a comment in the chat, and we'll get back to you. But thank you so much, everybody. And I'll see you next week.
Thank you, Jasmine. Thank you, everyone. See you soon.